the Morning Focus comment line on 1850 400 964 or email focus@clare.fm.
And you can text us Clare FM followed by your name and comment 53030. Now, last week we spoke to representatives of the Union of Students in Ireland about the rising cost of third level education and increases in registration fees. Well, part-time art and design students at the Galway Mayo Institute of Technology say they're being hit hardest and may be forced to abandon their courses altogether. And some of them join me now in studio. I'm joined by Kay Mass from Cooke and Trish Timmins from Kinvara, and you're both very welcome to the programme. I'm going to start with yourself first of all, Kay. Good morning to you. Tell me about your course and the BA in Art and Design.
Okay, well, first of all, John, just can I say on behalf of myself and Trish and all the students, part-time students of this course, thanks very much to you and Clare FM for allowing us to come in here and talk about these concerns. Our course is a Bachelor of Arts in Arts and Design at GMIT in Galway. It's a part-time course. It's run from September to May, and we go 1 day a week. And this, because it's part-time, it's run over 6 years. Now, from next September, we face a fee increase of 73% to our part-time course. Now, I'm sure you've been talking to other students, and that from next year, from next September on, all full-time students face a 12.5% fee increase. While and that is in the student contribution charge, which has been asked by the government, implemented
those
government.
Registration fees they
They're
pay
the
at the beginning
registration
of each college year.
Yeah, whereas we're facing 73%. That's about €677 to our part-time course. Now, at the moment, as you said, I live in Cooke, and art has been part of my life since I moved to Cooke. I've been involved with the local drama group, helping them to paint sets, and involved in a lot of local events in Cooke, whether it was designing posters or banners or signs. And I actually completed a level 5 certificate in art at Ennistimon Vocational School, and that's where I learnt about this part-time course, because to me it was a solution. I'd always wanted to go to college, but a lot of mature students my age, when we left school after leaving cert, the option of going to art college really wasn't there. So when I learnt about this course, it kind of offered a solution because it was part-time. It meant that I could travel 1 day a week to Galway and at the same time live in Cooke, because Cooke is now my home. So I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of your listeners out there this morning that are feeling the pinch because of all the increased taxes and the other charges that, have been put on all of us over the last year. I mean, I'm one of those people. And so you can imagine when I learned that GMIT were going to increase my fees by €677, I was a little gobsmacked, John, to be honest with you.
Will you explain now, Kay, what you're referring to there, because this is different to full-time students?
It's different. I'll ask Trish to explain this, because it is different from full-time students. And Trish is our class representative year 3. And she has had correspondence with the college in relation to
Trish,
this.
good morning to you also, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning, John. Thank you very much for allowing us.
Kay has pointed out she really wanted to do this course, and I presume enjoying it as well. Trish, are you getting a lot out of it too?
Absolutely. It's life-changing course, and I mean, I really have learned so much, and we learn from each other. We're a bunch of, for example, in our class there's 17 of us. We come from far from around the county, from outside the county. There's somebody comes from Kinnegad, commutes every week. People come long distances for this course because it's so worthwhile, and I'm really enjoying it. We're just finishing our 3rd year, and I'm looking forward to finishing another 3 years.
What was the situation with your fees, or what you're paying?
Well, I'll tell you, last year in 2010 I paid €830 in fees. Last year we had an increase of 15% to €928. Next year we're asked to pay €1,605. So this is getting quite scary, as you can imagine. These increases are just so crazy and impractical that anybody going into second year, who started last year, who's going into second year of this course, would be facing a bill of €8,000 to finish this degree. So they would be well advised to abandon this degree, go back, apply for the full-time course, of 3 years where they get to be able to avail of all the student services, all the facilities of the college facilities that we can't avail of, and they'll still get change out of their 8,000. And in fact, they will be allowed, because they're full-time students, if they have a low income, they will be allowed to apply for a student grant. We're not eligible to apply for student grants. So that's what we'd advise anybody who could do that. But unfortunately, most of us will not be able to study full-time. So we're mature students, we have lives, we have jobs. For example, I work as a chef, so this course suits me. I'm not a Monday to Friday worker. We have nurses, we have other hospitality sector workers. We have at least one guard, we have farmers, and we have people running their own businesses. And this course enables these people to, get a degree while they're living their lives.
Are you saying that their future participation in these courses is in doubt now because of these fees?
Well, absolutely, with this huge fee hike. Yeah, absolutely.
And now, explain what has been behind the fee hike, or what GMIT has told you about this.
Well, we sort of got the impression from GMIT that this was something to do with a government initiative, that we had to restructure our fees so that we pay this student contribution. However, when we got onto the Department of Education and Skills, they've informed us that this is not their policy, that GMIT are entitled to charge part-time students whatever way they want to, and that they basically have said they need to charge us the student contribution. There are two elements of the fee. There's the tuition fee and the student contribution. Up to now, full-time students pay the student contribution and get free fees, whereas we pay the tuition fees and don't pay the student contribution. Now they want us to pay both elements. Can you follow that?
It's making sense. I think. What have you said to GMIT and about that, or are they open for discussions on this, Kay?
Well, in fairness, the class representatives have expressed their concerns in their correspondence with GMIT, and this is something that just doesn't make sense to me, John, because if they implement this fee increase, and it's quite dramatic because it's 73%, a lot of students are going to drop out. Now, this is where I'm confused. If a lot of students drop out, if you take our year, we reckon the majority will definitely drop out. Isn't this going to affect the college's finances and revenue for the year? And I just wonder, has GMIT, registered this fact that they're going to lose money because they're forced into a very difficult situation?
From what you're saying, Trish, it seems that the GMIT is telling you they're forced to increase the fees for the part-time courses, maybe to keep the rest of the college going, or to keep this particular course going. Kay's pointing out it won't be going at all if people drop out.
This is true, yeah, absolutely. And yes, we've been given excuses. We got together, we had a meeting, we got 63 signatures one day in college and sent a long letter explaining, this was last February, explaining why we thought this fee increase was inappropriate and unnecessary. Eventually, after about 5 or 6 weeks, we got a letter just stating that this is the way it is, and giving reasons such as, in the past, all part-time students pay this fee, pay this non-tuition fee. Well, we've looked through the past records, fee schedule, and we find this is not true.
Okay, you've been given an answer, but you're not getting into any negotiations, it seems, or has anyone been open to sitting down and chatting to you about this at GMIT?
No, we have a chance to just sit down and state our case, but no, we haven't. In fact, it's very. We only, myself and Hilary, in fact, my fellow class rep, we were told about this proposed increase last December, and it took 3 months before we could get anything official on paper to the general student body.
Have the actual increases taken effect? Are people paying them yet?
No. The implemented, the proposed fee increase is due to be implemented by the Board of Governors in August or sometime like that.
August,
yeah.
Okay. This is what we need to. We really need to act before this. If this goes through the governing body in August, that's when it's passed basically, and then they will be.
Okay, you're trying to raise awareness of your plight right now, but you would be hoping, I suppose, to sit down and talk to those.
I think it would be fair. It's 200 students, part-time students, that have, altered their life to actually to take up this course, and they travel from a lot of counties, and there is quite a lot. There's quite a lot actually at the moment in the final year, and they've put a lot of time in. And I mean, John, from my point of view, I can't afford to go back next year. So what's half a degree to me? It's, and it doesn't make sense.